Mellow greetings, Tubians, RononTyr here, and let's fanfic Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. Spring 13, Year 1, Friday. Raining. It's Friday the 13th! Ooh. It's odd, Journal. I find myself paying less attention to the day and more attention to the date, if that makes any sense. It's like the individual days have lost their value. The work stays the same regardless. Probably not a healthy way of thinking to let go of time like that. Chores were easy this morning. The rain always helps. And rain actually came when I whistled. Admittedly, we were both in the barn and I was really only about 10 meters away from him, but he came nonetheless. The running the farm part is getting easier. I've settled into a solid, if somewhat exhausting, routine. Still think I may have overplanted slightly for my current resources / musculature? Sure. But it is getting easier, and it feels nice. These are things that I am doing, things that I am growing. That's just still so awesome. And now I can start thinking about more than just where my next meal is coming from, although that is still a challenge. I've lost quite a bit of weight since moving here, and oh god, it's only been 2 weeks. Huh. Maybe I should check out the inn to keep me going until I get that whole kitchen thing sorted out. It might be wise. My overalls are getting all loose and baggy. Went and made my offerings as ever. And Journal? The goddess gave me a power berry. I guess not a lot of people still venerate in the same way or properly, or I don't even know if I'm doing it properly. Maybe she just appreciates the company. I'd imagine being a goddess would get quite lonely. Ah, oh, nom nom nom, so tasty. I decided that I was going to try and hit the mines after I made my offering. With the rain and not having to water, I had energy to burn. So in I went. And I really need to work on my resources. I made it to the 3rd floor, which, now that I read that back, doesn't sound too impressive. But for my first try, I think that's kind of good, right? Right? It's heavy work. Breaking up the rocks and digging. It's a lot different to the farm chores. Maybe it's because I'm not under the open sky. And it felt like I was there for hours. But when I stepped out, it was like no time had passed at all. Maybe I should go see the doc. Anyway, I got out with some copper, some loose change, and even a bit of silver. I really, really need a bigger backpack if I'm going to go in there regularly, though. I spent some time soaking in the hot spring, pool, tub. No, not a tub. Hot spring. Spring before I ran home to drop off my bounty. There was no way I was lugging that many rocks around in my backpack while I ran around town. I do have some semblance of sanity remaining. And then I headed to the library like I planned. I met Marie, the librarian. Come novelist. She seems to be the sweetest person in the village. Such a gentle voice. Such nice eyes. She really is pretty. There's an air of quiet determination about her. I think maybe in time we could be friends. I've never really had a lot of friends. I always preferred to be alone, and well, when I would hang out with people, it was mostly I was one of the guys. I guess I'm a bit tomboyish. I'd never thought of that before. We chatted for a while, and I think I managed not to blush. She said I was always welcome there, particularly if I had a literary interest. I wonder if I should show her the family journals. I stopped in to see Cliff. He still isn't saying much. How do I get him to open up? I thought the chocolate would help him. He seems to appreciate it, but... Patience, Brenna. Patience. Maybe I could ask around some of the villages, see if I could find other things he likes. But that would mean peopling. Oh, I did do some more field work before coming in. Nothing exciting, just clearing a bit more space. I'm really tired. It's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. Night, Channel.
Not one in the town would remember the storm. It was just the last gasp of winter rolling over the town and the fields. The villagers went about their lives nonplussed by the violent energies roiling in the clouds overhead. Chatter and laughter snatched away by the winds and carried off over the sea. For the passenger of the ferry it was a different tale, a new adventure for one who had never sailed, let alone weathered a storm on the open ocean. There, shivering and hugging a bucket for dear life, was the woman who would bring change and life to the village once more, although right now she was regretting leaving her nice, stable apartment in the big city. She knew that this was the right course. At least, she thought it was. When the alarms across the ship started sounding, her confidence waned. Setting aside her loyal bucket, she made her way to the main deck, unaware that her life was about to take a headlong tumble into... Into what? Get it together, Marie. This is the 4th time you have changed the introductory chapters. You just need to focus. The rain sounds so pretty today, and it means that there will likely be no visitors to the library. So you've got a rare day, perfect writing conditions. Let's take advantage of it. Wait, what was that? So, just met the new farmer. Gray said she was a pretty one, and he was right. She seemed sweet, and took an interest in my writing. She was looking for a few books to help with some stuff on the farm. I pointed her to the agriculture section, and she seemed grateful. I wonder if she'd be willing to help out with the more technical aspects of my heroine. I mean, Arabeth will be starting a farm as a means of surviving the harsh environs of Glade Island. Might need to change that name too. Glade just sounds too peaceful. Maybe Death Island. No, far too harsh. This is a tale of love and hope conquering the elements. How about Lonely Island? Yeah, that could work. Arabeth felt a terrible pounding in her head and the cold rain soaking into her clothes. Well, I'm alive, she murmured to herself. Dead would be warmer, I imagine. She slowly stood and started to take in her surrounds. Yes, working! Now, I need to sit down with Brenna and discuss farm life in depth. But before that, we have to build the entire island and sketch out the characters Arabeth will have with her from the start, and...
Spring 14, Year 1. Saturday. Sunny. White day. By the goddess's button nose! I think my arms are about to fall off. I want my arms to fall off. They wouldn't hurt anymore if they were lying on the floor. It's White Day today. Not a surprise that no one sent me anything. I was hoping that... Never mind. The cucumbers are flowering again, which means they're close to fruiting. And there's still no change with the potatoes. That was what I meant to look up in the library. I was so distracted by meeting Marie that I forgot to check. Rayan was happy to be roaming around and not cooped up in the barn. And, as ever, I made my offerings. I ran past a winery in town that I hadn't noticed before. How I missed something like that in a town this small is beyond me. They were locked up tight, but I need to remember to go back and talk to them about those grapes that grow near the shipping bin. Maybe we can arrange some sort of direct sale or and maybe something through Zach. I don't know. I said hi to Jennifer when I passed through the glade on my way to the beach. She seemed vexed and perplexed. I think she's been talking to Carter. I've decided to call it early. I am just way too sore from yesterday. I actually feel kind of lazy, to be honest. But killing myself won't help anyone, least of all me. Oh, this pen is so heavy. Rain tomorrow. Ooh. Night, Journal.